Hey, have you noticed something kind of strange lately? I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. Reality just feels different right now. Not necessarily better, not necessarily worse, but just weird, almost unreal. You might actually be feeling this today, where days feel like they're moving way too fast, weeks completely disappear, and months just blur together into one big mush. You wake up, you check your phone, scroll a bit, consume some content, sleep, and then just do it all over again. And somewhere deep down, there's this growing sense that life doesn't feel fully real anymore. It's almost like you're watching your life play out on a screen instead of actually living it. Well, listen, you're absolutely not going crazy. Millions of people are feeling this exact same thing. So in today's explainer, we're going to break down exactly why this is happening.
So let's just dive right into the core question here. Why does reality feel so fake nowadays? To really get this, we actually have to start with the human brain. You see, your brain builds your reality entirely through your experiences. Literally everything you see, everything you feel, and everything you remember is processed through your mind. So the big takeaway here is that reality isn't just the objective physical world out there, it's how your brain interprets that world. And right now, all across the globe, the way our brains do that interpretation is changing at absolute breakneck speed.
Let's look at part 1 of this explainer, the split digital reality.
As modern humans, we're going through something completely unprecedented. We are dealing with constant, unending digital stimulation. Think about it. For the vast majority of human history, reality was purely a physical experience. It was nature. It was face-to-face interactions. It was long conversations, actual silence, and true presence. But today, our attention is just constantly fragmented. We're bombarded by notifications, endless loops of short-form reels, and totally AI-generated content. You know how we used to mindlessly open the fridge to see if food magically appeared? Well, now we just mindlessly open apps hoping a hit of dopamine magically appears.
Our reality is now basically split right down the middle, half physical, half digital. But here's the catch. The digital side is growing stronger and a lot more dominant. Just think about your average day. Studies actually show the average person touches, taps, or swipes their phone over 2,600 times a day. That's wild. How much time do you actually spend fully present? Like, not scrolling, not distracted, just 100% there. It's probably way less than you think, because attention creates experience. And wherever your attention goes, your reality follows. So with our attention constantly being dragged over to the digital half, our physical experiences start to feel shallow, blurry, and fundamentally unreal.
Which brings us to section 2, the collapse of certainty.
Our brains rarely get the chance to rest or slow down and process things deeply anymore. Instead, we open up social media and we're just fed this totally impossible standard. You're seeing thousands of lives and thousands of highlight reel moments every single day. Perfect faces, perfect bodies, perfect success, perfect happiness. And the tricky part is, even if logically you know it's a simulation, your brain still absorbs it as a real experience. Because of all this simulated perfection, actual reality is forced to compete with a simulation it literally cannot beat. Your actual living room starts to feel a bit boring, your real career progress feels agonizingly slow, your real life feels understimulating, and this triggers a really dangerous psychological shift, where the artificial world starts feeling significantly more exciting than reality itself.
And let's just go off the deep end for a second, because we have to talk about AI. AI is massively accelerating this feeling of unreality. I mean, AI images look completely real. AI voices sound real. The videos feel real. Pretty soon, you might genuinely not know what is real anymore. And this changes human psychology in a huge way, because our trust in reality heavily depends on certainty. You know the old saying, seeing is believing, right? Well, not anymore. That certainty is collapsing, and when certainty collapses, the psychological ground beneath us starts feeling incredibly unstable.
Moving on to section 3, the death of boredom.
Have you ever wondered why life just seems to fly by so much faster now than it did when you were a kid? Like why entire months just seem to vanish into thin air? It all comes down to novelty versus repetition. Novelty builds deep memory. When an experience is new, your brain records it deeply. That's exactly why childhood felt so slow and rich. Every single day was a brand new adventure, so it was memorable. But modern adulthood, it's incredibly repetitive. You wake up, follow the exact same routine, open the exact same apps, do the exact same scrolling, and get the exact same digital stimulation. And repetition compresses memory. It's the exact reason why the year 2020 felt like a single, bizarre blur for so many of us. The novelty vanished, and life just started feeling incredibly fast and dreamlike.
And what makes this memory compression even worse is the absolute barrage of online emotion we deal with. Think about it. Every day we consume funny videos, then sad news, then angry debates, then shocking content, fear, drama. We are consuming hundreds of emotional experiences in a matter of minutes. We are so hyper-wired right now that research shows a vast majority of us actually experience phantom vibration syndrome. That's when you physically feel your phone buzz in your pocket when it's not even there. Because of this constant, never-ending input, your nervous system never gets a chance to just reset. Your dopamine gets completely dysregulated. Simple moments lose their punch. A beautiful sunset doesn't feel as exciting. A normal conversation doesn't hold your attention. Ordinary life just feels flat. And it's not because life actually changed. It's because your brain chemistry changed under the crushing weight of endless digital input. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat totally alone, without any distractions, just with your thoughts? For a lot of folks, even just that tiny bit of silence we just shared feels deeply uncomfortable. And that is because modern life has basically trained our brains to actively fear stillness. We avoid boredom at literally all costs. The exact second silence creeps in, boom, the phone comes right out. We demand instant stimulation, zero waiting. But think about what we're sacrificing here. Boredom is what created reflection. It sparked creativity. It built self-awareness. Without that stillness, we completely stop processing reality on a deep level, and as a result, we kind of lose our connection with ourselves.
Okay, let's get into the final section of this explainer, reclaiming your presence.
Look, reality hasn't actually disappeared. The world is still right here. Life is still happening right in front of you. But human presence? That's what moved. Modern humans are mentally somewhere else entirely. We're trapped in past regrets, future anxieties, digital worlds, and algorithmic feeds. But reality can only feel real when you're truly inside it. Just think about how we live today. We don't really experience moments anymore, do we? We document them through our cameras. We post them online. We optimize them with a nice filter. We perform them for an audience. And doing all of that creates this massive distance between you and the actual, raw human experience. You aren't inside reality anymore, you're just managing a broadcast of it.
So I want you to imagine taking just one full day completely free of digital noise. No social media, no endless scrolling, no algorithm, just real life. Here's exactly how your psychological recalibration is going to play out. First off, discomfort. It's going to feel incredibly strange and probably super annoying at first. But then, your thoughts will actually begin to slow down, your attention will sharpen, and finally, things will just feel richer. Colors will pop more, time will feel slower, reality will actually feel real again. And why? Because you're finally giving your brain the space to reconnect, recalibrate, and just return to the present moment.
The crucial takeaway from all the source material we've covered today is actually pretty simple. The world around us might feel fake, but the real issue isn't reality itself. It's disconnection. It's a severe, fundamental disconnection from our own attention, from our presence, from our sense of self, and ultimately, from life itself.
I really want to leave you with this one final thought. The next time you wake up and everything just feels strange, blurred, or unreal, I challenge you to just slow down. Put the phone down. Look around the actual, physical room you're sitting in. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, are you truly living your life, or are you just consuming endless simulations of it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Choose presence today. Catch you next time.